Hi guys, it's Mark from POND.college, your trusted resource in the UK for ponds and water features, and today I'm with Matt Nice from Nice Ponds and we're going on a tour all around his beautiful water features. Stay tuned for the Any Pond showcase. So what have we got here then, Matt?
Yes, this is well, our most recent project. We only just wrapped this up last week, so it's another wildlife pond. It's well, spec sort of 5 metres by 3 sort of for the full area, which includes the intake bay which goes around the bed, and then we've got a sort of 5 metre waterfall stream coming down into it.
Look at that rock.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Fortunately we didn't have any of this to play with, but
Was this here already?
yeah, this is I think one of the neighbours, you're talking probably I guess it'll be 50 odd years ago. I think he ordered about 120 tonnes of this stuff, and then he got a few neighbours to pitch in. So it's I think next door's got the bulk of it, but it's fantastic stuff.
You can't steal it, you can't buy it, you can't borrow it.
All protected. So but yeah, really good.
How many do you reckon we can get in the van? Let's go
Depends
have a
how
look.
far you want to make.
That's right. So what's this then? A pond? You just finished it?
Yeah. So full ecosystem pond. Wildlife pond. It's just down the far end of the garden. There was actually an existing. Well, I think originally there'd been a larger pond there that's been. We found out when we were digging down with all the rubbish there was clearly obviously a pond there years ago.
Yeah.
It's been filled in and replaced with like a pre-formed pond.
Yeah.
So we completely ripped that out and.
Nice. You can see why you dragged us all the way out here.
Worth the trip in the end.
Yeah, it's a beautiful property.
Oh yeah, stunning with all the glass. And it's nice having a view up towards the house as well. It was, beforehand it was just a, dead space. The client said themselves the only reason they come down here was to mow the lawn. So
yeah,
it's. And that's the thing with, obviously it's nice having something you can see from the house, but also, if you've got an area in the garden that you never go, then you might, give yourself a reason to go down there. So,
yeah,
which is, what we've sort of done with this project. One thing, unfortunately, we're still waiting on is we've got one of the aquascape Bowstone fire pits coming in, so that's going to be going. This area has been left sort of dedicated to having that in there. So. Then the plan is to sort of develop this area into more of like a seating area to sit down, so have the fire pit sort of tying in nicely with the pond.
So what we got here? So we've got intake bay.
Intake bay. We've got circulation jets. We've got 3 of them. Fortunately, I don't have the remote control with me, but there's a remote control to control the switch box here, so we can switch the lights on.
Yeah.
Obviously, turn the jets off if you want to when you sat down there. The jets are, some people quite like them being on, but they're there to serve a purpose, giving us more pull into the intake, and particularly with it being round a bend, it just gets everything pushed down towards there. So
have you got 2 pumps in the intake?
2 pumps, yeah. We've got a
2 pump volts or 1 pump volt?
1 pump volt, because we've got a 17,500 going up for the waterfall, and then we've got a 8,000 running the jet. So we had plenty of space with the 1 pump volt. The 8,000 supplies the 3 jets. We've got 1 just in the plants, 2 down here.
Stick them back on. Yeah.
So, like I said, it's all remote controlled. And then we've got 6 3-watt LED lights in there as well.
Yeah. So when people are buying a hands-free pond off of you, what comes included? So
I guess initially, as standard with the project, would be everything to get it up and running. So obviously all your rocks, all your filtration, everything like that. And so that comes as standard. Then upgrades would be things like lights, planting, either aquatic or terrestrial. So as just a standard, we get everything to get the pond up and running, and then it's it's up to the client if they want to. Sometimes they want to come and put their own stamp on it with the planting, and or other times they just want us to come and take care of it, and and also have a different. Sometimes it's nice to have a different perspective on the planting. We can all be guilty of going down the same sort of routine and path with plants, so it's it gives a different perspective. So with this one, we've added in. We've got the 6 3-watt LED lights on it. We've got full aquatic planting. We've got full terrestrial planting, as well as replanting. We took up quite a lot of plants to get this up in the first place, so we've replanted all those. Then we've got, and then we've also added on as an addition circulation jets. This is something we would recommend if it's particularly getting on for a sort of a larger sort of pond, just to prevent any potential dead zones. Particularly with this one, because we've got a bit of a sort of ideal layout is you have your sort of, I guess, your mechanical filter at the opposite end to the waterfall. We've got this on a slight bend because it lends itself to the layout. So I think adding the jets just made sense, really. Gives us an extra bit of pull into the intake. But what's nice is they do have the option with remote control, just to, if they don't want them on while they're sat down there, just switch them off. They're purely functional, really. So if you don't want them on while you're down there, just switch them off.
So if someone wanted the whole lot, like the pond, the landscaping, would you do that, or is it literally just do the water features?
Landscaping as in
around, so let's say that this was my garden and I said, right, I'm going to give you the canvas from that wall to that wall. Would you do it all, or would you bring other contractors in to do the landscaping, or do you provide that service?
We don't provide, so things like hard landscaping and paving. We do have contractors that we do work with, so we can sort of manage that as a project. We purely specialise in just doing ponds because we want to deliver a top quality service, doing that. So we don't tend to do hard landscaping. Obviously, in this case, we'll do all the planting.
When you say planting around, or
planting planting. We've done all the aquatic planting and we've done all the terrestrial planting on the outside. So all the planting you see here, apart from some of these ones which are already here, that's all been done by ourselves. So planting wise, we take care of all of that. Sort of soft landscaping, but in terms of hard landscaping, we tend to bring in specialists in that field that that's going to complement nicely with what we do. So we can manage that side of things, and we often do. But from ourselves, we just focus on the ponds and the plants.
So let's switch gears for a second. Let's go back to the other video. So what got you into ponds and water features?
I think I've always had an interest in them, and we've always like you saw, my parents had the little barrel ponds and things. And I always used to spend when I was a kid, I used to always be looking for frogs and stuff in the garden. So
it's in your DNA.
Yeah, pretty much. I've always, and if there was water there, I'd always be kind of, I guess, innately sort of drawn to, if there's a pond in a garden or a park, or I'd always just have that natural interest, really. And then I've always been into them, and then getting into was just trying to, I guess, build bigger and better ponds, really. And I love the creativity aspect of it. You could give me the exact same spec again for this pond, but it would look completely different. Almost even if you wanted to, you can't replicate it, and it's always a challenge. You're always trying to. There's always levels to improve. Whereas with certain projects, you are often following a bit of a recipe. Whereas with this, it's you get all the natural materials and you put them together, and it's all it's creative, and it's always evolving, and you can just keep getting better and better.
Once you know the fundamentals, so it's like I recommend to people that don't really have much experiences to get a kit and then build the kit, and then once you know how to build a pond, then you can create your own recipes. It's just like a chef.
Absolutely, it's all about, and I always say that to my guys and stuff. It's the most important part obviously is nailing those fundamentals of the construction. it's, you know, you can build the nicest pond in the world, but if it leaks, you know, the client's not going to be happy.
Keep it simple. Keep
So
it simple. Work with the kit.
We're always thinking about functionality at the same time. So, you know, is it going to be easy for the clients to maintain? Is it
take bait or skim
yeah,
up?
exactly. And you've got to fit the project around the client as well. So you know, we spend a lot of time trying to gauge almost the lifestyle really of the client and what's going to suit them. You know, if they're really busy and they're not going to have any time to spend on it, then, you know, maybe a pondless or fountain scape's better suited to them. It all comes down to and setting expectations as well. That's really important. You know, you can easy to sell someone a dream, but if that's not the reality, then you know, people aren't going to be happy. So it's setting expectations and then, you know, being able to, well, hopefully most of the time exceed those. So.
And you can build a pond underneath the trees.
Yeah. And,
so if anybody's watching this YouTube video and they want to reach out to you, how do they contact you? Is it website, Facebook?
Yeah, if you go, so we've got our website, which is www.niceponds.co.uk. We do have a contact form on there, or all the contact details are there. I would normally suggest to email us. If you send us some photos, maybe of well, if you've got an existing pond, send some photos of the pond, or if it's a new feature, you know, if you've got any areas in the garden that you want to that you've got in mind, or just general photos of the garden is always helpful to give us
send in a picture so we can see what they see.
Exactly, yeah, and then we can schedule that initial call. And
so what areas do you cover? So you know, what area of the country would you be willing to travel?
Well, I'd say we tend to primarily be around the sort of South Yorkshire area. Obviously, we're a bit further afield. We're up in sort of edge of North Yorkshire here.
Was this from a?
This is a referral through you know, a friend of a sort of a family member, really. So it's so we will, you know, if a project interests us, then you know, we will consider projects if we think it's a good fit and we can make it work. So it depends on that. But
CACs as well.
Exactly, yeah. So but yeah, generally tends to be around the sort of South Yorkshire area. I guess going into you know, we're right on the edge of Derbyshire as well, so we'll sort of go that way. So you know, you can always reach out, and if we can always, you know, refer you on to some you know, other contractors that we know and trust as well. So it's yeah, always happy for people to reach out.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for showing us
around.
No
problem. No, thanks for coming.
I'm sure that you guys have liked watching this video. If you've liked what Matt does, put a comment in the section below. Which has been your favourite feature in this video? It'll be interesting, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. No, it's always nice to get some different perspectives and see what people like, because it's all, like I say, it's all personal preference, isn't it?
Every single one has been completely different, unique piece of art, one of a kind custom water feature.
Definitely, yeah.
So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.